English talk show. Learn English through real conversations.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English Talk Show podcast. I'm Peter, and today we're diving into a topic that affects us all, our daily routine.
Hi, everyone. I'm Erica. We're here to help you improve your English through day-to-day conversations.
That's right, Erica. Today's episode is all about talking about your daily routine.
And we'll explore verbs, expressions, and plenty of tips to make your routine descriptions come alive.
Before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment telling us where in the world you're listening from.
We love reading your comments and sending shout-outs in our next episode.
So stay until the end because we have interactive exercises and personal stories coming up.
Let's get started by talking about some key verbs for your morning routine.
First up, wake up. Instead of just saying get up, you can say, I wake up at 6:30 every morning.
And after you wake up, you might say, I get up immediately to emphasize action.
Then I usually make coffee. You can say, I make myself a cup of coffee, or I prepare breakfast.
Freshen up is another great phrase. I freshen up before heading out.
When it's time to travel, we say, I commute to work by bus, or I drive to work.
You can also say, I head to the office, or I go to work.
Now, think about your own morning. What time do you wake up? What's the first thing you do?
Take a moment to imagine your routine to help connect these phrases with your life.
Moving on to midday routines, work or study. For example, I work in marketing.
If you're a student, you could say, I study engineering, or I attend classes.
Lunchtime, I have lunch at noon, or I grab lunch with colleagues.
Notice grab lunch implies something casual, good for quick meals.
Don't forget to take a break. I take a short break to relax and catch up on reading.
And in professional contexts, you might say, I attend meetings throughout the day.
Now let's talk about afternoon routines, finishing work. I finish work at 5 p.m.
Or you can say, I wrap up for the day, to sound more dynamic.
Exercise expressions, I hit the gym or I go for a run.
And daily errands, I run errands like grocery shopping.
Cooking dinner, I cook dinner at home or I prepare a meal.
Relaxation, I unwind by reading a book or I watch TV.
And to end the day, I go to bed at around 10 p.m.
Great overview. Now let's add some descriptive details.
Adjectives bring your routine to life. For example, I savor a freshly brewed cup of strong coffee.
Or, I enjoy the quiet of the early morning, peaceful and refreshing.
During work, you might say, a busy and productive morning.
And an energizing workout after the office.
You could describe your evening as a calm and serene time.
Using adjectives transforms your routine into a vivid story.
One of the best strategies I used is practicing conversations even by myself. Erica, how do you practice alone?
Good question. I record myself or imagine talking to a friend.
That's helpful. Now, we have an interactive exercise for you.
I want you to draft a short narrative about your daily routine.
Start with, every morning I wake up to, and include some adjectives.
For instance, every morning I wake up to the soft glow of sunrise and stretch.
If you can, jot down a few lines or say it out loud. Great practice.
While you're visualizing, let's move on to some tips and tricks.
Use time markers like in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening.
Connect actions with connectors. Then, after that, next, and finally.
For example, I wake up,
Then I freshen up, and after that, I head to work.
Add personal touches. I love my morning run because it energizes me.
And vary sentence structures. Mix short and complex sentences.
Practice with a friend or record yourself describing your routine.
It's fun, and you get feedback to improve.
Let me share a personal story about how my routine changed. A few years ago, I realized my morning was robotic. Wake, coffee, rush.
That sounds familiar.
I started keeping a diary of my activities in English.
What did you include in your diary?
I wrote about how I felt, little moments like the aroma of coffee.
That's wonderful. It made you more mindful and improved your English.
Exactly. My routine became a story with ups and downs.
And when you talked about it, it sparked great conversations.
Friends ask me, why do you start the day with a walk?
They were curious about your story, not just the actions.
Now let's put everything together with a sample narrative.
Ready, Peter?
Every morning, I wake up at 6:30 a.m. to the gentle sound of my alarm.
The soft morning light peeks through the curtains, and I take a few moments to stretch.
After I freshen up, I make a delicious cup of coffee and sit by my window.
I plan my day while enjoying the calm before the hustle.
By 7:30 a.m., I head to work, driving through busy city streets.
My workday is filled with meetings, emails, and brainstorming sessions.
At noon, I take a break at a nearby cafe for a healthy lunch.
In the afternoon, I wrap up my tasks and run errands if needed.
Evenings are for cooking dinner and experimenting with new recipes.
Then I unwind by reading or watching a show.
Finally, I wind down around 10 p.m., reflecting on the day's events.
That sample shows how to structure your narrative.
Before we wrap up, remember to practice regularly.
Record yourself or share your story with a friend.
We'd love to hear your routines. Drop a comment below.
Tell us what you do, how you feel, and new vocabulary you're using.
Your stories might even inspire a future episode.
Let's dive into weekend routines and how they differ.
On weekends, you might say, I sleep in to express a later wake-up time.
Or you could say, I catch up on sleep if you had a busy week.
For leisure, use I hang out with friends or I meet up with family.
And for hobbies, I pursue my interests, like painting or playing music.
We can also talk about chores. I do laundry or I clean the house.
And I tidy up my workspace is great for professionals.
Now, let's compare simple present and present continuous.
Use simple present for routines. I read the news every morning.
Use present continuous for temporary actions. I'm reading a novel this week.
Notice the nuance. It adds variety to your descriptions.
Let's practice with you. Which sentence describes your routine right now?
Think, do you read news regularly or are you reading something specific this week?
Next, common expressions with get. I get dressed, I get home, I get ready.
And phrasal verbs, I drop off the kids or I pick up groceries.
These phrasal verbs are essential for natural speech.
Now let's add more interactive learning. Fill in the blank.
I blank wake up at 7 a.m. I blank make breakfast, and I head to work.
Pause and say the full sentences aloud using the verbs and connectors we learned.
Great practice for your speaking skills.
Now let's talk about expressions for feeling. I feel energized after my run.
And I feel relaxed when I listen to music.
Use these to describe your mood throughout the day.
How about asking questions? Great for conversations.
For example, what time do you usually wake up?
Or do you take a lunch break at noon or later?
And how do you unwind in the evening?
These questions make your conversation more engaging.
Now, Peter, do you have a morning habit that's unique?
Yes, I always journal for 5 minutes right after coffee.
That's a fantastic habit and a great way to practice English writing.
Exactly. It adds reflection and language learning together.
Let's cover idiomatic expressions related to routine.
You can say, I'm an early bird if you love mornings.
Or I'm a night owl if you prefer late nights.
And I run on coffee is a fun way to express your dependence on caffeine.
Now, let's practice an idiom. I always blank on blank.
For example, I always run on coffee in the morning.
Fill in with your own habit and share in the comments.
Next section, handling unexpected changes in routine.
Use phrases like, I had to reschedule, or my plans changed.
And I ended up working late if something came up.
It shows you're flexible and real.
Now, let's talk about time expressions beyond markers.
Words like occasionally, rarely, often, and usually.
For instance, I occasionally treat myself to brunch on weekends.
Or, I usually finish work by 6 p.m.
Using these adverbs gives more detail to frequency.
And for intensity, I absolutely love my evening walk.
Or, I hardly ever skip my morning workout.
Wonderful variations.
Let's introduce transitional phrases for storytelling.
Phrases like one day, after that, from that moment on.
They make your narrative engaging like a story.
Try starting a sentence with, one day I decided to change my routine.
That hooks your listener right away.
Next, cultural notes, how routines vary across cultures.
In some countries, lunch is the main meal in the middle of the day.
While in others, dinners are larger and eaten later.
Learning these differences enriches your language and cultural understanding.
Now, let's answer a listener's question. Peter, we have one from Maria in Brazil.
Maria asks, how do I describe a daily meditation practice?
Great question. You can say, I meditate for 10 minutes every morning.
Or, I practice mindfulness at the start of my day.
Both sound natural and clear.
Maria, we hope that helps. Let us know how you meditate.
And where in Brazil are you listening from? We love to know.
We're almost at the end of our deep dive.
Before we finish, let's recap core takeaways.
Use specific verbs, wake up, make, commute, wrap up.
Add adjectives, fresh, busy, peaceful, energizing.
Incorporate time markers and connectors.
Practice idioms and phrasal verbs.
Use frequency adverbs and transitional phrases.
And always add personal touches to your narrative.
This toolkit will make your English descriptions richer.
Remember to record yourself or chat with a partner.
Share your routine in the comments. We will read them.
Subscribe, leave a review, and share with friends.
Thank you for joining us in today's comprehensive episode.
We hope you found this deep dive valuable.
Keep exploring English in your daily life.
Keep practicing, stay curious, and enjoy every routine moment.
From Peter and Erica, thank you and see you next time.
Goodbye, everyone. Happy practicing.